muscle performance. Some people are just born fast. You know, Coach Summit says you can't coach speed. You can coach effort, but you can't coach speed. You can't make somebody that's not fast. You make them faster, but you can't make them really fast. Megan Simmons, that girl has 1 gear. Y'all watch Lady Balls? I should even have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay. There are different types of muscle fibers. We just kind of been talking about the generic muscle fiber, but there's different types of muscle fibers. You have slow, intermediate, and fast. I'm surprised they didn't name them something complicated. So what's going on? All right, they're named by basically how they contract and how they fatigue. A slow muscle fiber, its speed of contraction is going to be relatively slow, but it also fatigues slowly. In other words, slow muscle fibers are good for endurance activities. They have a high level of myoglobin. They have lots and lots of mitochondria, and so they're very good at generating lots of energy over the long term. Most of slow muscle fibers, they're basically good for aerobic metabolism, endurance fibers. Now, notice I've got red, pink, and white. What the heck is that talking about? These muscle fibers, when you look at them under the microscope, are very red. The reason they're red is because they have lots of this myoglobin, and they have lots of mitochondria. That's what makes them red. Red meat versus white meat. That's what we're talking about. Oops. Yeah, red meat, cows. Cows can stand all day and eat. Sometimes they get tired and lay down. Most of the time you drive around and the cows are standing up eating, right? All right, opposite extreme, fast fibers. They contract fast, they use up their energy fast, they can't store a lot of oxygen because they don't have a lot of myoglobin, they don't have as many mitochondria. They're mainly, they mainly produce energy by anaerobic metabolism, glycolysis. Because they don't have the mitochondria and they can't hang on to the oxygen as well. Chickens. You ever seen a chicken trying to fly? Yeah. Right? Chicken breast, white meat. You ever seen a pig run? Pigs, the other white meat, right? They run pretty fast, not for very long. They run pretty fast, right? Ducks. What kind of meat is duck meat? Dark meat. Red meat. Because ducks fly a long way. See the difference? Then you've got the ones that are a little bit of both. They're intermediate in everything. They're not as red as the slow, so they're kind of in between. They don't have a lot of myoglobin. They've got some mitochondria, so they're pretty good at aerobic metabolism. Now, your muscles are born with a certain combination of slow, intermediate, and fast muscle fibers in each muscle. You can train. You can make some of your fast act like intermediates, and you can make some of your slow act like intermediates. So by doing different types of training, you can train your muscles, you can make them adapt somewhat to what you want to do. But if you're like me and you're born with a bunch of these, you are not going to be a sprinter. It ain't happening. Make sense? Now, this gets, there it is again. Yeah, muscle hypertrophy. How to get big muscles. Okay, ladies, we don't have enough testosterone in our bodies to get big, bulky muscles. We can tone up. We can lose the subcutaneous fat so we get more definition. But unless we're taking extra testosterone, we're not going to do this. But men do. By the way, you do know that, ladies, we do produce a little testosterone, right? Did you all know that? Yeah, okay. So what happens is when a muscle grows, when a muscle gets bigger, more mitochondria are made, you get more glycogen in there, which basically puffs it up. But here's the big thing. You increase the myofibrils and the myofilaments. You're making more of the protein fibers in that muscle cell, and so the muscle cell gets bigger, the muscle gets bigger. You don't get more muscle cells, but each cell can get bigger because you're stressing it. You're making it respond to that stress. And of course, what anabolic steroids do is just speed up the process of building the muscle forward. They also, shrink your gonads and kill your liver and make you a big grouch and, that kind of stuff. But, okay. Now, muscle endurance, this is kind of what I was talking about. You can, again, make some change in the genetic capabilities you were born with by training. If you want to develop aerobic endurance, basically you're going to do aerobic activities. If you do anaerobic endurance, you want those brief, intense, if you're a weightlifter, you want to be able to clean and jerk. So that's how you have